Salut à tous, I'm at the Stade Soleil in Boulogne-Billancourt in Paris. It's the home of a small club called ACBB. Very competitive team, plays in the lower leagues here in France. But it's here that the 15 de France is preparing what they call in French La Petite Finale. That's the third, fourth place playoff. Now, 6 weeks ago, both France and Argentina perhaps expected other things. France perhaps to win it, Argentina perhaps not to reach this high stage. Here's a look at what's at stake in what's all the same, a very important game.
France's World Cup adventure's coming to an end, but before the players go their separate ways, there's still a few more training sessions and one last game to play. It's not the one they dreamt of at the Stade de France, but a battle for third place at Paris's Parc des Princes against Argentina, the very same team which crushed them in the competition's opening match, so not a meeting to be taken lightly.
The motivation is there because we want to finish well and get our own back on Argentina. But what's more important is to finish the competition on a high note, not with a defeat, because that would ruin our World Cup journey.
The French coach has always insisted on uniting all players in the 30-men squad, not just those picked for the team. The final match will be a chance for him to bring fresh talent onto the pitch. The 8 players left out from the England and New Zealand games are back in the 22. Poitrenaud, Rougerie, Scrella and the all-powerful Nallet among those who will start the game. Domenici and Ibanez will play their last World Cup match for the French team. There's no reason why France-Argentina can't be a celebration of an attacking style of play. Augustin Pichot, the Argentinian captain, said the tournament lacked romanticism. International player of 11 years, Ibanez is one of those who's seen how the game has evolved.
Values aren't lost, that's for sure, because to win a game and play rugby, there's a need for solidarity. You need to be generous and demanding on yourself and others. True that during this World Cup, games weren't very creative, particularly in the games involving the bigger rugby nations, and that's a shame.
A reason then for France to make up for its earlier defeat against Argentina and end on a positive note. It'll be an emotional moment for the older players and for Bernard Laporte. Heading France for the last time, the end of an 8-year era.
We're still here at the Stade Soleil in the Bois de Boulogne with the 15 de France. In England, though, there's a different set of preparations underway. Supporters of England are getting ready for the second successive final that the national team has taken part in. Great things ahead, perhaps. Here's a look at how they're all getting ready.
We had all but given up on them, and yet here they are in the finals. Now, at the last minute, a nation awakens. In this London West End sports shop, it has taken only a few days for official shirts to disappear from the shelves.
Since England's done better in the competition, the sales have increased dramatically. We've sold out and there's no longer any available from Nike.
The supporters are now falling back on mere T-shirts, but the Holy Grail lies elsewhere. Those luckiest among them will make the journey to the Stade de France. Luck is important. Speed is vital.
Once we got the result, a friend of mine went straight on the internet, booked the hotel and the travel arrangements first. Then he went on the internet on the Sunday and he purchased 4 tickets.
Since Saturday, England has been taken over by rugby madness. Eurostar is fully booked for the next weekend, and auction tickets for the finals are reaching prices that can only be described as prohibitive. Yet no more than just a few days ago, no one would have bet on England reaching the finals of this World Cup. Their performance took everyone by surprise.
After the South Africa game, when it was considered the team really couldn't get any lower, they had a crisis meeting. All the players, all the coaches, they changed their tactics, they changed their complete vision of how the game was going to be played, and it worked. It gave Australia a huge surprise in the quarterfinals, see them pinging the ball out wide, and the same tactics pretty much worked against France, who weren't expecting it either.
2 last games against Australia and France have given the English a renewed taste for victory. In the streets of London, optimism is rife once again.
And I'll give him myself round about 11 points for England to be clear winners.
I think they've got the spirit. They've got better as the tournament's gone on.
I think we've got a good chance. Seem to be coming right at the right time.
The bad old days of the playoffs are now behind them, and the English rugby team are back. Today, the whole of England is behind its team and hopes for a final victory that will turn Saturday night into the celebration it was 4 years ago.
Sadly, my friends out there in rugby land, that's all we've got time for today. But don't forget, of course, France-Argentina. The petite finale, as the French call it. Third, fourth place playoff tonight. The grand finale, the big game. England versus South Africa is, of course, tomorrow. Whatever happens, we hope you enjoy the rugby. Enjoy the celebrations, of course, whatever the result. See you tomorrow.